Welcome to this week's video. Tonight, we are here to talk a little bit about Kavana. At the end of this video, I would like to be able to share with you an update on Simcha Dov and the special tefillah. Last week, we spoke about the first level of Kavana, which really emphasized on how much we have without doing anything, without any Kavana, just trying to do l'shem mitzvah because our neshamas are chelek Elokai mimal, and we're connected to Hashem, and the gifts that Hashem gives us. Our mitzvahs have tremendous effects. But now we want to talk a little bit about having Kavana, and how do we do that, and how do we get there. So tonight I actually want to go to the other extreme. I want to go all the way to the top. What is the Kavana of Kavana? In other words, what's the highest madrig? What are we supposed to be shooting for? And then we'll figure out what we need to be doing over the next 120 years to work to get there. So, without a doubt, the highest level of a mitzvah that can be done is lishma. When we say lishma, that means we're doing it only because Hashem asked us to do it, for no ulterior motives. Now, with davening, that is super difficult, because by davening we are constantly trying to ask Hashem for things, or we're trying to be able to have a relationship with Hashem. We're trying to be able to see Hashem in this world and be able to improve what our lives are. I mean, if you look at Shemoneh Esrei, we're asking for health, we're asking for wealth, we're asking to bring the Yerushalayim back, to bring the Shekhinah back. It's all about asking for things. So then, what does it mean, Lishma? Those are questions that we will get to, Mirz Hashem, if we continue all along this path, to get there. However, right now, what is it? What is it? I remember speaking to Arish Yeshiva once, who told me that the reasons why his tefillos end up getting longer and longer is because when he davens, he feels like his pekel, his weight that he carries on his shoulders, the burden that he trudges with, is removed from him, and he's able to give it back to Hashem. And then when he finishes davening, he has to take it back again. So why would he want to stop davening? Well, that sounds like a great experience. Again, it seems to be a little bit about his own feelings. So what is the lishma of tefillah? In this week's parasha, it talks about Hashem asking Klal Yisrael to build a mishkan. And in that, it says, V'shachanti b'soicham, right? Also, limikdash v'shachanti b'soicham. And the famous Gemara says that when Hashem asks us to base a mikdash and to dwell, he didn't say v'shachanti b'soichoi, rather b'soicham, meaning amongst Bnei Yisrael. And in Parashat Tzav it says clearly that was the purpose, in order to be shoichet b'toich Bnei Yisrael. So why does Hashem do that? Why does Hashem want to live amongst us? Why does Hashem want to have a dira b'tachtonim? And the answer is because we can't understand it. The answer is because Hashem loves us, and it doesn't make any sense. And He just wants to hear our tefillos. All of the different midrashim and gemaras that talk about how Hashem asks or gives us challenges in order to hear our tefillos. The answer ultimately comes down to is that Hashem loves us. It doesn't make any sense, and He wants to hear us. So that's the best lishma we can have. Why am I davening to Hashem? Because Hashem wants to hear our tefillos. Not necessarily to get what I need to get out of it, not necessarily because I need the refuahs, not necessarily because I need to have the relationships or all the things that go along with it, but because Hashem loves us and He wants to hear our tefillos. And then all the other things come as side benefits. But the kavana should be, if we're hitting the highest level, is we're davening to Hashem because He asked us to, because He loves us. The update on Simcha Dov is, unfortunately, it does look like his eyes are getting weaker, which is not supposed to happen with ALS, and we were very surprised by it, and it's been very difficult to watch the last mode of communication that really has beginning to dwindle. We're not sure why it is and if it is reversible or not. But we certainly are mispalel to Hashem to be able to give us a special matano because He loves us for no other reason, or because of the schusim perhaps of all of your tefillos, or the schusim perhaps of what these videos are generating, that Dov should regain his ability to see at least so that he can continue to communicate before we begin to see the rest of his refuah, or as part of the rest of his refuah shalem, and then in Mitzvah Hashem we'll be able to see that refuah shalem quickly, speedily. Why? Because you love us, Hashem. Next week, with Mitzvah Hashem, we'll start to talk about the process of building Kavana and how we get there. And there are many ways to go, and I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I have a week to go. Have a great week.